I have prepared something on diabetes. Okay, so generally we know what is diabetes. We know the sugar is very high in the blood, and when we check, the sugar is very high. And the doctors say it's not good, and we're going to have complications in the future. So they give us insulin, and they're going to give us lifestyle changes and all this. So the causes for diabetes. What is the cause for diabetes? There are two causes generally. Type 1, the baby is born and is not able to produce insulin because the pancreas is damaged. Okay, that is type 1. Type 2, the baby was born normal, it's grown to be a man, and now for some reason the insulin is not being produced enough, or it's not the insulin is produced, but it's not able to take the glucose into the blood cells, into the tissues, into the cells. Okay, that is type 2. So the sugar, the glucose is circulated in the blood. That is type 2. Type 1, the insulin is not produced. Type 2, insulin is produced, but not enough, or it's not doing its work properly. So now we understand there are two types of diabetes. Okay. So how do we prevent it? We understood what is diabetes. We understood the types of it. How do we prevent it? Now, there are different laws of health, right? We talk about nutrition, exercise, water, air, and then as Brother Alan put forward, stress can be one of the causes, right? It can increase your cortisol level, and cortisol, again, the body takes it as sugar. So again, that might increase diabetes, all right? So there are different laws that if we break, it's going to result in disease and sickness. So for diabetes, we are going to look at what could be one of the major laws that have been broken because of which the sugar is high in the blood, all right? So prevention of type 1 diabetes. Many say that it's not possible to reverse type 1 diabetes, but there are few doctors, there are research which has been done, and they have understood it is possible to reverse type 1 diabetes. So that's a good news. It's possible to reverse type 1 diabetes, where the pancreas is being reactivated to release insulin. Okay, I don't know how it happens, the body, I don't understand it, but they're saying it's happening, and they were able to reverse type 1 diabetes. And those people who were not able to reverse type 1 diabetes, few people, they were able to control it with natural ways. Type 1 diabetes I'm talking about, all right? So one of the important herb that is used in reversing type 1 diabetes is St. John's wort. Okay, this is something that is available in Amazon, and it's available in liquid form and in powder form. So they have used this St. John's wort. They say this is something, it's a natural insulin actually. So this one activates the pancreas, and it also helps in the type 2 diabetes. So that is something about type 1 diabetes. Now let's look at type 2 diabetes, which is very common among our friends, our relatives, and among our people who are around us. How do we reverse type 2 diabetes? If anybody has type 2 diabetes, this is very informative for you. It'll be very helpful for you. Okay? So let's talk about nutrition for a while. Okay? Generally, when we talk about nutrition, they ask, when the food is being given to them, they ask, does this have sugar? Right? Diabetes, does this have sugar? The doctors say, don't ask this question. The better question to ask is, does it have fiber? Right? Because we know every food has sugar. Sugar is needed for the body, for the brain to work, for the body to work, right? But the sugar is not the problem here. The problem here is it's not having fiber, and the sugar is getting released immediately. But I would say the better question to ask is, does it have life? Does that food that I'm taking in has life? I'll just demonstrate this small example so others may be able to understand what I'm saying. Here, I have a cucumber, all right? So, we know that this has life in it, right? It has life in it, okay? So, how do we know if it has life in it? See, if I were supposed to use the cucumber, now this, the screen over here, it kind of is able to sense our electric, vibes or something like that, right? So, when I'm touching the screen, it's able to feel that. Now, if I'm supposed to do this with a cucumber, also my screen works, because this has what my body needs. People call it electricity. Some people call it the vital force, vital energies, right? So this has the vital energies. But if I were supposed to take a biscuit or something that is dehydrated, something that has been baked and cooked and kept for a long time, if I were supposed to use that, the screen will not sense it. because the life force is gone from it. Of course, it has carbohydrates, it will have sugars, it will have proteins and minerals and all this. But life is what? A diabetic, somebody who's suffering with sickness, they need life to recover. So eat food that has more of life in it. Okay, that is one of the important point. And also, there is a natural insulin that you can prepare in the house. Okay, how do you do that? Is we taken all these herbs that has insulin properties. For example, bitter gourd, we have neem, all right. Then we have amla. Amla is one of that, and insulin plant. You get something called as insulin plant in the market. That one, and guava leaves, mango leaves. A combination of all this together make powder of this, all right? And you either make a tea of this powder and take it every day. You can take it as, it's a food, so you can take it morning, evening, night, and it's a natural insulin. It's going to keep your body activated, and it's going to help release that insulin. And also, this is kind of training your body. When we're taking artificial insulin, the body is going to say like, it's okay, something else is taking care of the insulin, so I need not do the work. Kind of relaxes. But when you're taking natural supplements, it is going to help the body. That's how natural works. It is not artificial. Artificial kind of does the job, so the immune system is not doing, it's kind of relaxed, right? But natural, it is going to trigger the body, it's going to activate, kind of exercise the body, train the body to release insulin. So natural is far more better. So that's about nutrition. The second important thing, exercise. Most of the endocrine system diseases, all right, like diabetes is an endocrine system disease, and we have thyroid and so many other endocrine sicknesses. The cause for these sicknesses is because of fat. Fat is one of the main cause for endocrine sicknesses, all right? So the best way to get rid of endocrine system disease is get rid of fat from the body. From diet, get rid of fat, and the fat that is in our body. Get rid of the fat from our body, and diabetes goes, and we are able to reverse it. It's as simple as that. And these are proven facts, actually. There are many people who have come up now, they're coming up with plans how to reverse diabetes type 2, all right? All they suggest is a good exercise plan and a good diet plan. Fat in the diet has to be removed, and fat from our body has to be removed. All right? And two more things I would like to cover, that is temperance. Okay, the law of temperance has to be maintained if you want to reverse diabetes, and the law of orderliness, right? Like if we are having breakfast, lunch, dinner, there has to be an order. If you're maintaining the order, orderliness is maintained, then you're more in a better way of reversing this sickness, all right? And also talking about temperance. When we're eating our food or whatever, we are supposed to be temperate. We have to be in control. The food should not take control of our lives, okay? These four laws, nutrition, exercise, temperance, and orderliness. These are four laws that if we are able to maintain it, we are in a better way to reverse diabetes.